So I've been using these Earfun Air Pro 3s for about 9 months now, and I have to say these, considering what's in the market, I mean, a lot of earphones are turning out to be favorites of mine, but these in particular have more of a story to tell because not only do they sound great, but they've got a build to match, and honestly, these shouldn't be available for the cost that they're being sold at. Overall, on a build front, this is extremely premium. So I do like the overall matte finish that they've got. This does have a very good finish to it, the overall matte finish. And more than the case is the earphone itself, because they've used some sort of metallic finish on the stem. So it is a very pretty looking earphone. So as you can see, that little highlighted circle on top is a chrome ring with a slight indentation on the inside. So that indentation is the touch control area. You tap there to make it work. And of course, it does have the brand name on the ear stem over here. So this does look quite premium, and the overall fit and finish of this is quite good. In fact, even on a comfort front, some earphones have caused me some discomfort in my left ear because I do have a smaller left concha, but I've never had any discomfort with this. I've not had any pain. In fact, I think I normally keep this in my ears for the longest period of time, for maybe 3.5, maybe even 4 hours, because these are just that comfortable, including that ear tip. It is a nice soft silicone gel ear tip, so it's very comfortable on the ear canal as well. Moving on to its features, well, it has everything you need really. It's got Bluetooth version 5.3. It does have multi-point connectivity, as most of the earphones in this price range do have. But what it does have that other earphones don't have is wireless charging. In fact, I think a lot of people have been phasing it out quite sadly, because it is a matter of convenience. Because in some cases where I find the battery to be on the lower side, my phone has reverse battery charging, so I can just charge it up that way even if I don't have a cable around. So it is a matter of convenience. So that's pretty cool, and it also does app support. So let me quickly walk you through what's in the app, because it's not a very elaborate app, which I like. It's simpler. Now within the app, you can see, of course, the case and earphones battery life. You can toggle between your ANC modes, your noise cancelling, ambient sound, and normal. You do have a game mode that you can switch on and off, and on a game mode front, the latency is as quick as 55 milliseconds, which is pretty respectable. I'd say anything honestly under 100 milliseconds is pretty good. You do get earphone equalizers, which you can set different presets. You can also do a custom EQ. And an adaptive which will do a hearing test for you, which is pretty cool. And of course, you can customize all the controls as you can with other earphones. And of course, you can also go into check your firmware and so on. So that's pretty much the app. It's pretty basic. It does what it needs to do. Moving on to its active noise cancelling. Well, Earfun claims that this can cut out up to 43 decibels of noise, and I don't doubt that, because it is a pretty good performer. In fact, there are times when I've forgotten it does as well as that. So whenever I put it on, it's always a surprise to see that it does cut down a lot of noises quite aggressively. So fan motor noises, AC motor noises, whooshing of blades, traffic from outside my studio. It manages to really knock down pretty well. It is a very good performer when it comes to its active noise cancelling. It is a hybrid setup, of course, which does give it that advantage for managing noises, because there is that one extra mic closer to your ear canal that is listening to what all is bleeding in, and the algorithm can work accordingly to cut all of that down. So now, thanks to its hybrid setup, it does have 3 microphones. So those 3 microphones that are used for the active noise cancelling are also used for the environmental noise cancelling, and you're most likely going to need to use it during any of your phone calls, because that's what's going to be cutting down all the noise around you and isolating your voice over all that noise to send over to your recipient. So if you do want to see how this manages with its overall vocal tonality for voice calls, here's a quick demo to show you how it performs. So I'm calling you from the usual busy street. I do all of my call tests from, just to give you a sense of how much these earphones are going to be vacuum. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of 2-wheelers, 4-wheelers, and you might get the occasional pressure horn as well from a tanker that's passing by. And there is some construction work going on behind me as well. So I have been on the camera microphone all this time, so you do get a grasp of that. And I will switch over to the Earfun Air Pro 3 right about now. So this is pretty much how the vocal tonality will carry over to your recipient, and you're sitting in the review seat. So you'll be the best judge to see if this is how you want your voice carried over to your recipient. Now I do switch over between the active noise cancelling modes
in the call test in my in-depth review to see if there is a strain between the environmental mode and the ANC mode running at the same time. Now you'd be the best judge to see if that does happen and see if there is one that is better or worse, because I have seen that it does make a difference with some earphones, not all of them. So this is pretty much how your voice will carry over to your recipients with these earphones. It may be a bit better in a more controlled setting at home or at the office. And this has pretty much been the demo for the Earfun Air Pro 3. And I do hope that it's giving you a better understanding for these earphones. And of course, I will see you back at the studio.
On a battery front, I'd say this is a pretty good performer. Like I did mention, I do use these for up to maybe 3.5 hours. And usually when I use it for that long and I put it back into the case, when I know I'm not going to use it for a while, it's sitting at around 50 or 55% battery. So it is a good performer when it does come to its overall battery life. Now, you should be able to get about 7 to 9 hours with these earphones alone. When they're new, especially, depending on whether you've got the ANC on or off. But you should get over 30 hours of battery life with the case totally. So I'd say that's a pretty good battery life all in all. If it's not, if you don't think it's good enough, just charge it up every night. It'll be good to go for a few more days if you are a heavy user. Moving on to the sound. On a sound front, in fact, I was very surprised with this set of earphones. In fact, the first set of earphones I've ever reviewed were these, and I honestly went into it not expecting too much, but I'm happy to say that it's very evident that the team at Earfun is audio obsessed. They are sound enthusiasts, and they do want to give you a very good sounding product. So the overall detailed recovery, its highs, its mids, its lows are all very well detailed, all very enthusiastic. In fact, considering how enthusiastic it is in the bass, I was expecting it to lose a lot of detail and mid-range performance in general, but somehow they've managed to maintain it, because usually any audio device that has emphatic bass usually compromises on the detail and mids. That's just how it works. So they've managed to prevent that from happening. So even if you're a bass enthusiast, this thing can get extremely bass happy. It is very heavy in the bass. In fact, it can I think hold hands or hold punches against the OnePlus Buds 3. Almost, because the OnePlus Buds 3 is just focused solely on heaviness and bass, whereas this gives you that bass almost at that level, but it maintains the detail in your music. So if you want to hear the finer nuances in your music, this is a terrific set to go for. And at the same time, you have the ability to enjoy that heavy bass, and thanks to its presets or manual EQ settings, you can control them slightly depending on the kind of music you are listening to. And thanks to that manual EQ, you can really fine-tune the way this sounds, and you can make it quite personal. So will I still recommend these earphones even after 9 months of using them? Well, of all the earphones that I've been using over the past year, this is one set that has really impressed me. And one of the big reasons why this impresses me is Earfun shouldn't be selling it at the price that it's being sold. I think it's kind of criminal that you're able to buy it for as much as you are, because coming to the price, this does have a maximum retail price of 12,999, and genuinely feels like it's worth 12,999. The overall finish, the build, the way it works with the app, it's definitely a quality product. But for some reason, Earfun is selling this for just, at the time of recording this video, 5,999, and it's an absolute steal if you are picking it up for this much. And another thing is, Earfun did give me a coupon code, so you can get a further discount on this price. So if it's still valid, you can follow the coupon code and the link down in the description to avail this offer. Check it out and let me know how much you managed to get it for if you do decide to buy these. And honestly, the fact that you can get it for even more affordable with this discount code is just absolutely amazing and unbelievable. And another thing to keep in mind is most manufacturers give about a 12-month warranty. Earfun is giving you an 18-month warranty, and honestly, with a lot of reviews, I have had complaints about some people saying, I've got this issue with these earphones, I can't get in touch with the service center, and so on. And it normally leaves the customer extremely unsatisfied, to say the least. So in this case, I have not heard many complaints about these earphones in particular, maybe 1 or 2 cases, but I've always had a follow-up from these viewers who have said, I got in touch with Earfun. They checked out my issue and they did give me a brand new replacement because it was a genuine manufacturing defect. And the fact that this company is able to stick to its word and keep up with its quality even on an after sales front, I'd say is quite commendable. So I'd say, I mean, the fact that they're even offering an 18-month warranty, it just shows that how confident they are in their own product. So all in all, yeah, I'd strongly recommend these earphones even after all this time. And remember to use that the link down in the description below and the coupon code if you want a further discount on these. So I hope you found this video helpful and informative, and I hope that I've helped you make some sort of purchase decision. If you would like to help support the channel, I'm sure you know exactly how to. But of course, thank you for tuning into Paul's POV for some sound advice.